based on what you heard there, Richard sort of telling us exactly how the UK was explaining the rollout, if it's going to take a country that is a lot smaller than ours months to do this, what does that foretell for us?
Well, we've been hearing all along from Operation Warp Speed, from HHS, FDA, CDC, Tony Fauci, that it is going to take us many, many months to get vaccine to all Americans. I do think we'll be close to the UK in terms of the time that it will start. It's possible that vaccination will start next week if the FDA moves forward and believes the vaccine is safe and effective. And then it's likely that we hope that we will have a second vaccine by the end of December, the Moderna vaccine. Again, if the FDA concludes it's safe and effective. But in the beginning, it will be tens of millions of people, hopefully 20 million, 21 million people by the end of December. That's ambitious, but that's the hope. And then something more like 30 million a month after that. So if you do the math, that takes a while to get around the country. We're going to start with the highest priority groups and work for it.
Hello, YouTubers, if you're watching this. Here's another cleaning tip from Mr. Clean. Cleaning some bathroom and kitchen messes with sprays and wipes can be a struggle.
For more on the vaccine, let's bring in ABC News medical contributor Dr. Darian Sutton for more on this. Dr. Sutton, thanks for being here. That CDC panel is recommending that healthcare workers and people in long-term care facilities get the vaccine first once it is approved here in the U.S. What's the strategy there?
That's correct. And so the goal is targeting and vaccinating those at highest risk of getting the vaccine, of getting the virus, and also dying from the virus. So healthcare workers like myself are included there because we have a high level of exposure to the virus.
vaccine safe? And that somewhat relates to what you're telling us. But also, is this something that children should be receiving before they go to school?
Great question. So that's yet to be determined in terms of research. So right now we have preliminary data from Pfizer and Moderna that was released via press release. And now we have ongoing studies with children involved in vaccine research, but we have yet to see these results to make sure that we can prove efficacy and safety.
And are there any side effects from the vaccine known at this point?
So far, the side effects that have been reported are side effects that are commonly seen with all vaccines, which include fevers, fatigue, and muscle aches. And these often come when a vaccine is given because our body produces that immune response, and so it seems pretty common. But yet there are yet to be any strong adverse events that have been reported from Pfizer and Moderna.
All right, Dr. Darian Sutton, we appreciate your time today as always. Thank you.
Hi, everyone.
Shalom. Foremost, I want to start out by giving all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakadash. Salutation to the elders and apostles of GMS groups and ones alike, teaching 100% truth. Shalom, Barakatham to them for the edification and knowledge. And double honors to the elders and apostles of GMS groups and ones alike, teaching 100% truth. Shalom, Barakatham to them. And the foremost, give all praise again to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahushai, Ba'ashem, Rakadash. Now, those videos relating to MSNBC, talking about UK, coronavirus, being the first country trying to approve the Pfizer and biotech vaccinations. U.S. still waiting. Then you had the ABC video talking about prioritizing who gets the COVID virus once is fully implemented to be distributed out. And for example, who gets priority is healthcare workers, essential workers, elderly, people over 65 and older, ones who have ones who have pre-existing conditions such as kidney, heart, kidney, and kidney failure, heart attacks, or ones who have a very compromised immune systems. And obvious certain category groups of people as well that are high risk for certain things, they'll be the ones that'll be on a priority list. We'll get some scriptures. This is 2 Corinthians 2:11. 2 Corinthians 2:11. Lest Satan should get advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices. So there's an agenda to be pushed. There's a device plot scheme to be implemented. So certain things are relating to agenda base are being implemented overtly, covertly. I'm going to go to 1 Peter's 5 and 8. This is 1 Peter 5 and 8. Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about, seeking whom he may devour. So be sober, be vigilant, be watchful, man. Be alert. Ephesians 5:15 and 16. Be circumspect and not as fools, but as wise. But be circumspect and not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the times because they're evil. So that's the times we're in. We're in very, very complex and very dark times. So here it is right here. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the times because the days are evil. So walk circumspectly, be watchful, be mindful, paying attention, spiritually as well as carnally as well. And be paying attention, knowing the kind of times we're in, man. high tide to wake out of sleep, because our salvation may be nearer than we believe. That's Romans 13:11. So we have to be awakened and be paying attention, especially the ones who have the discernment to see certain things from a spiritual and even beyond. I want to go to Revelations 12:12. And I'm specifically talking about ones relating to from a spiritual aspect, because majority are going to be spiritually blinded to the know of certain things that could be going on, because they're spiritually blinded. They're in that darkened bubble of caught up autistically in themselves, man. So they too much into themselves, not being aware of things outside that's happening pretty much right in their face. Let's go 12:12 in Revelations. Therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe unto the inhabitants of the earth, of the sea. That's a warning. For the devil is come down into you, having great wrath, because he knoweth he have but a short time. He has a short time because he knows certain things are coming to pass, and that means pretty much the end time for his reign. So he's going to implement certain things quickly, because he knows he only has a short time as far as a door in the window of opportunity to do certain things. So he's going to be like that roaring lion that's going to be fierce, and he's going to come in wrath, man. He's going to be in that jack in the box that's going to pop out. Pretty much, he's going to be like that jack in the box that's going to come out pretty much very quickly, and he's not going to really say surprise to you. He's just going to come out and do what he do. You know what I mean? So that be let me go to Job 9:24. Shalakia. This is Job 9:24. The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. He covered the faces of the judges thereof. If not, where and who is he? If the one who the earth is given to the hands of the wicked, that's the one who's in power, man. You know, his blessing was the sword, and with the sword he acquired all things, resources. He acquired everything, because that was his blessing, man, by using the sword. So everything is given to him. So and with that power, he's going to do certain things. I'm going to go to I'm going to go to 2 Ezra 14. I'm going to read I'll start from 14. Let go from the mortal thoughts, cast away the burdens of man. Put off now the weak nature. That relates to relinquishing the thoughts, pretty much the mortal thoughts and the worries of what you're going through now, and begin to relinquish it. You know, and set aside the thoughts that are most heavy into thee, and haste thee to flee from these times, man. So you have to separate and get, because we come in very complex times, man. So you have to prioritize, in a matter of speaking, of what's important to you individually, as well as collectively. For ye greater evils than those that which has seen happen shall be done hereafter. And the greater evils is the things that's going to be coming to pass. 17, for look how much the world shall be weaker through age, so much the more shall evils increase upon them that dwell therein. So that relates to the things that's going to be happening, and that's going to affect the majority and multitudes of nations of people. The evils that's going to be exceedingly increasing and pretty much exceedingly affecting the majority of the population. For more is going to perish than be saved, man. That relates to that ratio of people that's going to be more, or that ratio is going to be ultimately more is going to be destroyed than be saved. So even the righteous will be scarcely saved. So they'll be barely saved. And it talks about a wave then a drop. That relates to ratio. So the majority is going to be affected the most. Number 18, for the truth is fled far away. And the leasing relates to fabrication, lies, falsehood, deceit, is hard at hand. For now, hasten the vision. The vision relating to the eagle. The vision that was seen relating to the eagle. Eagle represents that powerful nation to come, which thou hast seen. That's the vision. The eagle represents that nation and what that nation is going to do relating to the latter times. And that being said, this was something short relating to the COVID virus. Talking about prioritizing who's going to get it and who's most vulnerable and who's selected, pre-selected to get it relating to certain matters. That being said, the water for listening, I hope it benefit. I hope it benefit whoever listens. Give all praise to Yahweh Bashem Yahshua Bashem Rakadash. Shalom. Thanks.